She stars in the new movie. It's called The Shape of Water. It is a fairy tale set in the 1960s where a mute woman falls in love with a creature, and it is a creature, held captive in a government lab. Spencer's character tries to help her friend save the creature before he is dissected and killed.
Yeah, that's good. Keep that up. Looking like you don't know anything. Lord, help me if they ask me if I do. I'm not a good liar, except Bruce. It takes a lot of lies to keep a marriage going.
All personnel, prepare to present your identity and clearance card.
Takes a lot of lies to keep a marriage going. Octavia Spencer, welcome back to the table.
Thank you for having me.
Congrats. The Shape of Water, I have to tell you, I don't even know how to describe what I saw yesterday. It is so well done. It's been described as weird, wonderful, one of the best films of the year, and you are so good, and the movie is so good.
Oh, thank you.
Now, you said that you liked it the minute you read the first scene. How is that possible? What did you see?
Well, I'm a huge Guillermo del Toro fan. I've seen everything he's directed and just about everything he's executive produced, and he's an auteur, a true auteur. And when the first scene, when everything is underwater, I said, oh my God, they're going to be doing things like this. I want to be a part of this movie. So I knew it would be magical.
He said he wrote it for you. What does that mean to you? You two met?
We met, and it was supposed to be, we were supposed to discuss the movie for about 30 minutes over coffee, and 3 hours later, we still hadn't talked about the movie. We talked about everything.
What were you talking about?
Oh, life, love, antiques, our love of antiques, dieting, I mean, everything. Everything but the movie.
Well, while it's a sci-fi movie, spoiler alert, it's not based on a true story, it does address issues at the time and that we're currently facing as well. One of the villains in the movie, Michael Shannon, said to you that the Lord looks a lot like a human, like you, or maybe a little more like me, him being a white man. Comparing a sea creature obviously to yourself and a woman at the time. I mean, it stood out to me.
Well, it's interesting because Guillermo is Latin American Canadian, and so he is also used to being considered the other. And the wonderful thing about this being a fairy tale is that he can address those political issues without pointing fingers. His two main characters can't speak, so he uses marginalized people within society, a black female janitor, a closeted gay man, and Richard Jenkins' character to characterize the social mores of the day. And so I think it's interesting that he's able to weave that into the story and my character not have to play to that for the first time for me.
And your character, Zelda, the black female janitor. Describe a little bit about her, that friendship too. Well,
Zelda is a woman of the times. I mean, it's 1962. Black people don't have the right to vote, so she's considered a second-class citizen within society. But within her world at this facility, she's a queen. I mean, you know, she talks nonstop. Best friends with Eliza, Sally Hawkins' character.
Plays a mute woman,
Who plays a mute woman, and she's also the voice of that character when she's in scenes with her. So it was a wonderful progression of friendship, both in real life and on screen, to get to play that opposite Sally.
You know, but you know what it showed me? Because when you first see the sea creature, he is quite unattractive. But by the time the movie ends, I saw him totally different. After a while, he seemed, I don't want to say handsome, but you felt a tenderness and connection. And it just said to me that despite evil and the bigotry, kindness and empathy can always prevail. You can always find that.
Well, that is also the meaning of the film. The shape of water is the shape of love, and love takes on the vessel of the shape of the vessel. So if you are an ugly person, then the shape of your water is going to be quite ugly. But if you're a loving person, then you can see past the differences, and that's one of the beautiful things of the movie.
Do you feel you're coming into your own, Octavia Spencer? You talk about being in your 20s and being in your 30s and being in your 40s and now being your whatever. When you look over the course of your life, what do you think about those decades in your life?
Well, in your 20s, you really do spend your time wondering and caring about what other people think, and you should. And in your 30s, you take a little ownership and start seeing yourself for who you are. And by your 40s, and I'm going to say mid-40s, but it's kind of latter end of it.
40s are good.
I realize I I don't have to care that much about what other people think, because at the end of the day, if I'm being the best person that I can be, that's all I can offer. And if it's not good enough, well then, honey, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. So yes, I feel like I am coming into my own.
And I do think that happens in your 40s too, don't you guys?
I do.
Where you
feel
start
that.
thinking, I feel okay about myself, and as long as I feel good about myself and the people I care about, because there's always going to be chatter about you.
Right.
The confidence is there.
You will always have detractors. That is one truth. And you could be the best person possible, but someone will find a fault with you. So when you realize that and understand that as long as you try to be the best person you can be, that's all you can offer.
See, Bianna, what you have to look forward to.
I'm almost there. A few months away, man.
Thank you,
Octavia
Octavia.
Spencer, thank you so much. And The Shape of Water opens in select theaters nationwide on Friday.